marijuana retailers say they need more from track and trace software. Marijuana industry veterans who have dealt with track and trace systems generally have found that these programs can meet their expectations on the cultivation and production side of the business with little to no extra help from additional software. Retailers, however, often need more functionality from either point of sale or enterprise resource planning systems. On the cultivation side, Metric has actually done a good job of building out a software tool that can track the plant inventory and the finished goods inventory of a cultivation facility without necessarily needing a lot of extra software, unlike retail, said Matt Gamble, Chief Operating Officer of Native Sun, a vertically integrated cannabis company in Massachusetts. How it works. Track and trace systems start with scannable RFID tags. Every time a cultivation facility sells a seed or receives plants from nurseries, each seed or plant will receive an RFID tag with a unique scannable code. As soon as it goes there, you're either putting a Metric tag on it or you're putting a BioTrack tag on it, says John Mueller, CEO of Greenlight Dispensary, which operates in 4 states where Metric is the mandated track and trace software, and in 2 states where BioTrack is compulsory. The tags are distinguished as either plant tags or package tags, and another designation exists between medical tags and recreational tags. Medical tags are yellow, recreational tags are blue. Plant tags also say medical or recreational and include the facility name, license number, tag order date, and a unique 24-digit plant identification number. Instead of having a unique plant identification number, each package tags have a unique package identification number that is also 24 digits. Each tag has an RFID chip that can be tracked through Metric software. That way, physical plant tags can be matched with their digital counterparts. Greenlight has had the benefit of being based in Missouri, the one state that pays the cost for companies' RFID tags. In other states, RFID tags for plants grown in cultivation facilities are 25 cents per tag, which retail product tags are 45 cents each. Mueller estimates that Greenlight spends roughly $5,000 per month on RFID tags in 5 other markets where it operates. The same tag will not follow a plant all the way through the final retail form, whether that be packaged flower, concentrates, or edibles. Instead, operators use a process of tag consolidation, Mueller said. For example, when a 100-plant room is harvested, the flower is put into 15-pound lots. The flower in each lot will be designated for a certain use, such as packaged flower, concentrates, or oil and edibles. The track and trace system, whether BioTrack, Metric, MJ Freeway, notes which plants went into these lots. From there, each lot gets its own new RFID tag. All those plants are merged into one package tag, and that package tag says that those 100 plants are merged into that one package tag. And then later on, that package tag is broken down into so many jars of flowers. You can always track that jar label all the way back to the package tag, which tracks back to the plant tag, Mueller explained. Gamble of Native Sun took a similar view. When we create a new plant, we log that plant with a unique identifier and Metric, and that unique identifier tracks all the way to the point where even if I sold that product to someone who sold it to someone who made it into something, who sold it to someone else, we could track that back to the exact date I created that plant, potentially a year prior, Gamble says. Mueller noted that in his experience with BioTrack and Metric, there is little difference between the 2 track and trace systems. It's pretty much apples to apples, he said. All of that functionality is identical, and the way we tag plants is almost identical. We're producing relatively the exact same products in all markets, depending on their regs. But those tags and seed-to-sale tracking systems are pretty much 99% the same. Mueller noted, however, that many of his employees prefer one system over the other because of a more user-friendly interface or better and faster customer service, which can be important. Weighing solutions. Gamble said that Metric does a good job tracking plants, their growth, harvest, and so on. It doesn't, however, listen up, entrepreneurs, problem solvers, find a need and fix it people. It doesn't, however, have a wholesale module or a financial module or any ERP type of functionalities that manufacturing companies really want. Rather than buying an ERP system, oh no, you gotta be kidding me, right? Yep. At least that was grandma, right? I'm hanging up on mom. Rather than buying an ERP system to fill those holes, Native built its own ERP tools that it integrated with Metric and that interact with the Metric data. Native Sun takes that data generated by Metric and feeds it into a custom-built ERP tool. Those tools analyze the data and provide reports that help Native Sun plant production, manage logistics, sell wholesale products, transfer products from their own stores, or analyze the cost of manufacturing. The information about the plants, the inventory, the products, and all that is stored and manipulated in Metric, Gamble explained. He believes it was better to build an internal ERP solution than to buy one. The more full-scale ERPs are very expensive and they require significant implementation costs and challenges of training staff on complicated data and procedures. The process to get an entire organization of people to start accurately working on a much more complicated piece of software can be challenging. The industry is very tough right now. Keeping things simple sometimes has positive benefits for us, Gamble went on. Deep Roots Harvest, a vertically integrated cannabis company in Nevada, takes a slightly similar approach in what software integrates with Metric on the cultivation side of its business. We choose not to do direct integrations. Ours is a fairly manual process, at least in the back of the house, said John Marshall, CEO of Deep Roots. What Metric doesn't do is costing, forecasting the cost of the product or the service. It's a very off-the-shelf solution to inventory tracking, but it doesn't give you all the detail you need for a business. Listen up, entrepreneurs. To fill those holes, Deep Roots looks at ERP solutions from various companies, including BioTrack and MJ Freeway, which also offer those types of solutions. Ultimately, the company went with a tailor-made solution that included creating and developing its own internal database and then purchasing software from Colorado-based app-building platform TrackVia. It's basically a citizen development created by non-IT expert software package that allows you to build these super comprehensive databases. What it allowed us to do is to not only handle the cultivation and production, inventory tracking, and all those tasks and other things, but it also allowed us to do things like facility management and transport requests. And it is because it is much more powerful, and it became a much more powerful ERP. Then we could really solve for a lot of other non-marijuana related problems in addition to the inventory tracking side. So, hey, I know this was probably the biggest mouthful of an article I've ever covered since I started last August, but I'm picking this up because I think it's really interesting to note that these track and trace systems offer an opportunity for third-party non-plant touching software providers to provide solution that isn't native to those track and trace systems. And so I thought it was an interesting article because there still is opportunity, I believe, in cannabis. And I love the idea of solving some of the shortcomings with the existing and required track and trace systems in each state. I'd like to hear what the rest of my fellow guests think here Friday morning on High at 9 News and Weed for the People. This is Jarl Cooper.
Oh, yeah.
We won't have any of these track and trace issues once Monsanto gets into the game. They know exactly where all their plants and their seeds are.
First of all,
you will be paying.
Everyone knows that Metric is flawed.
Monsanto doesn't exist anymore.
Everyone knows Metric is flawed. Okay, there's major flaws in Metric, but no one's going to fix it. No one's going to fix it. You know why? Because it's designed to operate exactly how it operates. So then that way the trap can survive. People that are working in the industry can just be overburdensome with exorbitant costs and far too many extra procedures that are far unnecessary to actually accomplishing any actual type of real productive work. And third, you guys ready for this one? Metric's contract with the state expires this July, but yet if you send the state of California an email inquiring to them as far as who are they going to be renewing their contract with, they just send you a very generic email that's like, hey, please send all those kinds of inquiries to da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so it's a total sham job going on, and Metric is in full cahoots with these flawed state systems.
So here, let me add a little color to this. So, so first of all, those of you who don't know what ERP stands for, I don't think you said, Yarrow, in your story. ERP is basically what? Enterprise Resource Planning. It's basically just code for software that manages businesses that, take ingredients and inventory and turn that into sellable products. And it has all to do with the tracking and managing of those ingredients for something that we call just-in-time manufacture and lean manufacturing. So there are programs out there that do this very, very, very well, right? But this isn't the tracking system like Metric and Biotag and all that other bullshit. Those programs not only are clunky, they don't work. And, do they use tracking in alcohol production? right?
No.
Do they track every grain of corn turned into every milliliter of vodka, right? So why do they need tracking is bullshit. In fact, I think Colorado has already thrown out the notion that they're actually going to still do tracking, this whole seed to sale business. That's an artifact of onerous regulation due to prohibition and prohibition alone. Let cannabis companies just use regular ERP software. There's very elegant solutions out there. There's people who've actually tailored this now, Jason, to cannabis manufacturing, who understand that you could take flower material and you could trim it for flower sales. You could also take that trim now as a new product stream and convert that into an extract. So there's very elegant software solutions that exist. These people are circling like sharks at places like MJ BizCon. There's lots of people with ERP solutions for sale. And the fact is that we really need to get away from this whole seed to sale tracking bullshit, because that's exactly what it is. It's just extra work. It's having to enter stuff that your employees have already entered into their ERP system. Now they got to re-enter it into this tracking system for the state. Get the fuck out of here. You don't need any of that shit for this. This is just bullshit. Total bullshit. Sorry about dropping the F-bomb.
It's Dr. Mark. All right. We got doctors dropping F-bombs in the building today on a Friday.
My favorite kind of doctors.
They know what the F is up, right?
It's just bullshit. Whenever you have to re-enter data that's already been entered, and you have people basically literally cutting and pasting from one spreadsheet into another, how is that helping productivity? Doesn't help it at all.
They might as well just be website builders. Just saying.
There you go.
Just saying.
I used to have a friend in IT. I used to have a friend in IT who used to say, incompatibility is the mother of all job security.
It is. It's 100%. And you know, you're 100% right about that, Dr. Mark. It's the same reason why people will say that there's more, there's not enough money in finding a cure. It's the same exact kind of thing. Same exact kind of thing. And shout out to Leah Patrick, who is a big fan, with a little super chat over there. Thank you so much, Leah. We appreciate you very, very much. That's right. And
you have any comments on this one, Elise?
Yeah, a few things. I mean, I remember when we were learning metric here in California, and they made it very clear that metric wasn't here to help us. You know, it's not going to catch a mistake or something you're doing with inventory or sales. It's just there to track and just make it easier for your mistakes to get you in trouble. I also hated the plastic tags and thought it was so stupid. Like, we're creating all this additional plastic and waste that has to be put on plants and products, and there's a cost to every business that has to buy those metric tags. And then there was a minute where there was a shortage of them. And again, just stupid, stickers and barcodes. And, you know, as we know, people still find a way to work their way around the system. So it's just, I agree with Mark, that, you know, it's just pointless, onerous BS.
You know what I heard about that, Elise? I heard that the state and Metric, when they come out with their new deal or whatnot, they are not going to be using the tag system anymore because of all the environmentalists that have gotten all up in the state's butthole in regards to all of this.
It's wasteful.
Super, super wasteful. And all the environmentalists have just been on the governor.
Did you just say that to the Hashanista? Did you just say there were going to be no tags? Because the way she's got a digital footprint, there will always at least be a hashtag